Okay, ladies, do you constantly feel like you're being pulled in a million directions and are stressed out to the max? Well, you're not alone, and guess what? There's help. We have Dr. Michael Rorick, founder and owner of Houstonhealth and Wellness and author of Unfriend Anxiety Naturally. He's here with advice, and in a minute, we're going to meet one of his patients that he's helped get back on track. And Dr. Rorick, I got to ask you, a lot of everybody deals with stress, but women deal with it so much differently. When a woman's stressed out, what's happening to her?
Well, it's not that they really deal with it differently. They tend to have the weight of the world on their shoulders. They want to be a great mom. They want to be a great daughter, a great employee, a great friend. And that weight on their shoulders and wanting to always be perfect, they tend to put themselves last. And by doing that, they allow their health to diminish, and then they start to suffer from many different conditions that are really stress related.
I mean, I think sometimes a lot of women, I know I'm guilty of this myself, you just deal with it and you think, okay, this is just how I'm gonna be.
Right.
But your approach, I think, is so much different, because it's not just the what are your aches and pains or what's going on with hormones. I mean, you really have a different approach than other doctors.
Yes, we try to look at the whole person. We try to understand what's going on with them mentally, physically, and chemically. And when we do that, we're able to get down to the core on what's really going on. I mean, if you think about it, women tend to put themselves last.
Yeah.
Everybody else needs to come first before they're ready to take care of themselves. It's just no different than on the airplane. They tell you if the gas mask comes down, put yours on first so you can help somebody else. Well, the mother is generally the nucleus of the family. And so if she can't take care of herself, she's not going to be able to take care of the family.
That's that whole thing of mama's ain't okay, nobody else is, right?
Mama not happy, nobody happy.
That is true, that is true. So what are some of the symptoms that a woman might be going through and saying, hey, you need to get in and get checked?
Well, it could be the nervous system. It could be hormones. It could be things like anxiety. It could be just differences in their ability to have self-confidence, changes in their emotions, roller coasters like that. So,
does stress have like a physical impact on you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Think about it. When you're under a stressful situation, what happens? Things get tight.
You're tense the whole time.
Yep.
So you're dealing with like neck pains and back pains and
all? That could be the musculoskeletal component. Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Okay, we gotta chat with one of your patients. I want to bring in Kathy C. Okay, Kathy, you have to tell me what was going on with you.
Well, I was exhausted. I was trying to keep up with my life in general, work, my extra activities, and I really had no interest in doing any of those things. I had really hit a really low point in my life when, thankfully, I found Dr. Rorick.
When you had gone to doctor after doctor after doctor.
Yes.
And I mean, it was just, were you feeling like you were hitting a roadblock after roadblock, and then hallelujah, you found help?
Absolutely. So I felt like a number. I felt like I was being cycled in and out of doctor's office repeatedly, and the difference that I found with Dr. Rorick is that I'm a person, and I'm a whole person, and it's not just one symptom, it's not just one thing, it's all of it, it's the entire picture.
Was it different for you dealing with how they do it, the three-prong approach?
Absolutely, it was revolutionary to me, and it's made such a tremendous difference in how I feel every day.
Well, I can imagine that's got to be different when you're going through and you have a doctor that's dealing with the physical, the chemical, and the mental all together, because that doesn't normally happen. I know so many times you feel like I'm just a number and they're just looking at the physical.
Well, I would have to see 4 or 5 doctors to get what I'm getting in one place. So it's an entirely different approach to a whole health medicine, if that's the correct term to use. But it's definitely been it's saved my life.
So you were so stressed out that at one point you couldn't like turn your neck, or you were having
turn my neck, couldn't breathe, couldn't control my emotions. I was angry, I was unhappy, I couldn't go a day without crying. So average stress was impossible for me to deal with.
And you know what? I mean, I feel like, it sounds like an extreme, but it's not. No. It's like this is something that women especially go through, a lot of women, and are kind of afraid to talk about it.
It's almost a taboo subject.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be. We have to be able to talk to our loved ones and our friends about it, because it's real. I don't know how else to put that. It affects everything that you do, and it affects your relationships with them.
So what are some of the, give me quickly some of the changes?
I laugh a lot more. I laugh a lot more than I did for quite some time.
You helped her find happiness again.
Yeah, we have to calm her down a lot.
To control me, make me behave myself. Now, I'm enjoying the aspect of the whole physical health with my muscular, skeletal, and we're working.
You just feel more balanced and more.
I am much more even. My moods are much more level. I sleep well at night. I
Sounds
feel
like you're
better.
more present.
I am more present.
That's a big thing.
Being able to think, I have a high-stress job, which is okay. That's not a problem. But being able to think is very important, and not being able to concentrate and do what I need to do was a real issue. So he's made it possible for me to move forward.
So, doctor, what's the message that for the woman that's sitting at home struggling with stress, what's the message that you want her to get?
Well, first of all, the world really revolves around the woman. Like I said earlier, they're the nucleus. And I want them to know that if they've lost their joy, they're feeling symptoms of stress like we've spoken about, they just have no confidence, they've lost their motivation, take the time, give me a call, spend that hour, and I guarantee you it'll be probably one of the best hours you've spent in a long, long time. And it's only $197.
Well, I was just going to say you have a very, very special deal that's going on. So for more information on how you can get a 1-hour consult for $197, you can call 281-496-3355. Again, that's 281-496-3355, or visit the website stopyoursuffering.com. Also want to make sure that if you visit their website, you can get a free copy of Unfriend Anxiety Naturally. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Dr. Roarick, Kathy, thank you especially for sharing your story. I know it can be daunting trying to let in the world hear your story, but I think it's so cool. You found your joy again. That's awesome.
Oh, thanks for having me.
There is much more Houston Life after the break.
Just didn't know that you